with your boy Hoop George. Guys, if you would do me a solid on the replay, if you hit the like button on the way in, that'd be great. So let's talk about one Draymond Green. So I won't take too much of your time today. You know, I'll get this in probably about 30 minutes or less. So let's talk about it, man. And I gotta say this before we get into the conversation that Draymond Green has been one of my favorite players for quite some time. Like I literally was one of my favorite players in college when he played under Coach Izzo from Michigan State. So I'm a big Michigan State. Well, I'm a closet Michigan State fan. I'm more of a fan of Tom Izzo because I like how he brings in unsung 3-star, sometimes 4-star guys. He never really gets 5-star guys, at least my recent memory. And he molds these guys into NBA talent. And not only that, obviously, you know, NCAA tournament championship quality players because they buy into his system. So let me say that as we get started. Like, Tom Izzo is a guy I highly respect, and Draymond Green was, you know, one of his best prospects or projects because if we keep it real, beside Mateen Cleaves and Mo Pete, Michigan State guys don't quite pan out in the NBA level, but Draymond being one of his best projects, and so, you know, much respect to that. So let me lay the backdrop properly. So through the years, man, Draymond Green is showing, and I got to quote Skip Bayless on this one, that he's worth more trouble than he's worth. Goal of the State Warriors is the actual leader of the team and not Steph Curry. And I don't agree with, but if we're talking about the emotional leader of the team, yes, there has been Draymond Green, but the actual leader, no. I played for many of basketball teams, and it's not always the loudest person that is the representative, you know, or the leader, as it were, of the team. It's the person who's gonna come in there solid, consistent every day. Who's gonna come in and do the work, keep the team at a good mental state, and they may not always talk all the time. I think some people confuse activity for productivity, meaning the loudest person in the room, that must be the leader. No, that's not necessarily so. It's called discernment. Some players have or some people just in general, have a very high level of discernment where they pick their battles. So that sentiment that Draymond Green is the leader, I never believed in that. So going forward, as we're seeing now, the Golden State Warriors are coming apart at the seams. Y'all hit the like button on the way in. They are sitting currently now at 10 and 13, I believe, on the outside of the playoff picture. Still trying to figure this thing out because, as we know, Klay Thompson, shout out to my guy Nico Savage. Nico, I know you love Klay, but, you know, obviously the last few years he's been declining. Obviously, you know, the elite defender that he used to be, he's not anymore. And now the worst part is he's lost his shot. And that's, well, and let me put it this way. He's not lost it totally, but he's not a dead-eye consistent shooter anymore for an entire season. And that's been having negative effects on Golden State. In particular, last year in the playoffs against the Lakers, man, he was shooting atrocious, right? Steph Curry is still playing at a very high level, which is surprising. I think he's 36 years old, 35, 36, something like that. Which is funny why nobody's bringing up how he's so old and still playing so well. But, you know, that guy out here in L.A., you know, his age get brought up every 2 seconds. Just saying, you have the light button. Shout out to Azriel, man. They need to kick him out the league. Yeah, I'm about to lament to that. Okay, so I'm set the backdrop that I've been a Draymond Green fan since college, right? So Draymond reminds me, I know I say Draymond and Draymond, it's just whatever part of my brain talks to me. I know it's kind of weird, sorry about that. But he reminds me of one of my college teammates, and I'll say his name because he don't care. Well, he was my teammate / a player who I coached. His name is JC. JC about 6'8", at the time, about 220, swole, big old swole dude. He went on to do like bodybuilding and personal training after, you know, his tenure playing basketball, this, that, and the third. And he will openly tell you he's bipolar. He wears that like he wears that on his sleeve. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is JC used to do some wild shit all the time. Shout out to D-Lob, say if you could just shoot at a high level, could be very impactful. Absolutely, D-Lob. Absolutely. You have the like button. Let's get some more bodies in here, man. I'm trying to drop some good game this morning. So with JC, I literally seen this dude get into like a, like when you dive for the ball and, he's kind of like a little scrum, as it were. I seen him grab somebody's head and twist it like it was the basketball. And all the coaches like, JC, what the hell are you doing? And he blacked out. He blacked out and just went, he went crazy. I seen this dude do all kind of just crazy stuff, just 24/7. Then I remember after we graduated, because he's like 2 years younger than me, he was a bouncer at the club, and he messed some people up, man. Like, really messed some people up. Now, did half of them deserve it? Probably. But, yeah, he's unhinged. And he likes confrontation. And that's what Draymond is. When I look at, his body of work, like, this dude is always in the middle of something. And so I wonder if he's bipolar, because when you listen to him on his podcast, he's always like clear, calm, cool, calm, and whatever the goddamn 3 C's are. Collected. There we go. That's the word. So by hearing him talk when he has this lucid, just normal thought process, very educated brother. And now to me, I don't love the fact that he's such a pro player, media guy, which I think is horseshit, man. Because, I mean, there has to be a counterbalance. You can't just say everybody is good, nobody sucks, nobody needs work. That to me is just Bush League media. But that's the way he likes to do it, because he's a player. I get it. And as you know, when you're a part of the league, it's more or less a fraternity. So you don't want to burn bridges, and you consider these guys as being your brothers. And so you want to put things in its best light. But that's why we exist. Nah. Hell no. We gonna call you out when you're playing bad. Sorry. I don't care if you got a family to feed. Me too. I got a family to feed too. I got a girlfriend to keep happy. Right? Everybody got their things. And so, kind of like Westbrook saying, oh, man, my family name just... Bro, I'm going to tell you something LeVar Ball told me. Never feel bad for the man to Maybach. So, Russell Westbrook owns multiple... Well, I think he owns a car lot out here. I won't say a car lot. A car dealership out here in L.A. This dude got money on top of money. I don't feel bad for you, bro, because people call you Westbrook. Hey, man. Not my problem, bro. You need to get some tougher skin, homie. Not to mention, now you mentioned, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, like, bro, Draymond, that's what I'm saying. This act is getting old, and I'll expound on that. This is why football would have been targeted playing NFL. Let's see, been targeted playing NFL, trying that mess. Yeah, because, I mean, you got to curtail this. And here's the problem, too. The NBA is so damn liberal, man. Because Draymond Green, he speaks up. He speaks up for himself. He raised by a single mother. He could just have carte blanche to do what the fuck he wants to do. Excuse my French this morning. And I don't like that shit, man. Like, you have to rein in all this stuff. And Steve Kerr is a big proponent for letting guys be themselves. He's up there with Popovich and your boy, the Seahawks coach. His name escapes me at the moment, but I see him gray-haired guy. Anyway, they let these entities metastasize into these just, I'm going to just say it, just a nihilist, man. Like, you just go against the grain on everything. So, I juxtapose my guy JC with Draymond with the off the court and on the court antics, just flipping on a nail. Now, the difference is JC's a regular family man living his life. He's doing his thing. Draymond, family man doing his thing. But you are a pillar of a storied franchise that is supposed to be one of the faces of the NBA. And y'all are in shambles right now. And I'm not saying it's all because of Draymond Green. But you're not helping the case. This dude has been suspended from 3 games, ejected rather, from 3 games already. We're only 23 games into the season. And that's why I'm saying this act is getting old. It's getting old, and nobody wants to call him to the carpet. Nobody wants to say, Draymond Green, you a clown, bro. And that's what he is. He's a clown. Because in the moment, all things be damned, this dude is like, whatever. It's me, what I want, and damn everybody else. Let us count the ways. Say, be careful while you're driving. Yeah. So, Let's look at this. Um, you know, a bad move when he waved off KD, like to end the game, pushing the ball up court, turn the bitch over, right? KD's like, dog, give me the ball, man. What Draymond going to do? Call him a bitch, cuss him out, all this, call him everything but the child of God, right? Horrible move. Because why is that? That was the precursor to KD deciding to take his butt back to Brooklyn, right? I don't care what anybody says. Like, Draymond strikes me as a guy that he's a habitual line stepper, man. And shout out to Charlie Murphy, man. Rest in peace to Charlie Murphy. He's a habitual line stepper. So with guys like that, it's just like it's like death by 1,000 paper cuts. And I'm sure KD's like, you know what, man, I'm good. I'm out. I'm good. Because it's the same guy, again, talking about when he talks in his lucid mind. He's the same guy who begged KD to come over after they lost to LeBron, you know, after the 3-1 gate, right? This dude is just so, the polar opposites are just crazy with him. Now, it's cool when you're 27 years old, 28. Now Draymond's like 34. It's old. The act is old. You have the like button. Come on, man. We only got one like. Come on now. What's up? Golden State still won another ring after that, though. Sometimes I forget the ring, how recent it was. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But at the same time, you can kind of see that the wheels were falling off of the treads with that iteration. Like with Jordan Poole, like I'm on record. During the series, I'm like, Jordan Poole stinks. And I'm glad, and I'm not glad in the sense that I want any player to just have a bad career. But I'm glad when my evaluations come to fruition because, listen, man, I'm glad y'all come over here to Hoop Jargon because I tell you basketball how I see it. And I said, Jordan Poole, he stinks. Does he have a lot of talent? Absolutely. Does he have a lot of gumption? Absolutely. But he's not a serious basketball player. He to me, is a worse version of James Harden. And that's saying a lot because you know me, I'm not very high on James Harden. So he's a worse version of him. And now that he has his own team, with him and Kyle Kuzma, another player I'm not particularly high on, you see the product now. It's goofy. It's a clown show in Detroit and in Washington. It's a clown show. And I'm thinking, in my mind, because I told you so. And so, which leads me to my next, excuse me, Draymond moment, punching Clown Boy. Now, on one side of the equation, I say he probably deserved getting punched. Jordan Poole strikes me as that kind of guy. I mean, I'm gonna just say it. you colorists, close your ears. He suffers from extreme light-skinnedism. Guys like that, to me, he probably talks too much shit. He probably says fly comments all the time. Dante say don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it go, man. Some dudes are just too light-skinned, man, and like Drakeism, as it were. And those kind of cats, they run you a little hot. They get under your skin a little bit. And I'm sure that's why Draymond punched him. But I gotta say, by that same diagnosis of light-skinnedism, you like these like technical terms I'm dropping on y'all. But by that same, spectrum, he would say things that Steph won't say to Draymond, that Clay won't say. And I know that you saying Hoop, they both light skinned, but they're more calculated guys. Those are more consistent guys. You get what you're gonna get out of them every day. Jordan Poole is like a wild card, right? He's like the exact same person as Draymond, but on a light skin perspective. I don't see him teeing off on nobody like Draymond will do. But he's outspoken. So that's why that thing mixed up. So again, a person who's more heady, you bring in Jordan Poole and you take him to the side like, dog. And I don't know he didn't do this. I'm just speculating off of the body of work that Draymond has shown me. Like, bro, I'll mess you up, bro. But I don't want to do that. We need you to be on point for us this thing to roll. We've been doing this since 2014, bro. You came in here in 2021. And we appreciate what you bring to this table, but don't think for 1 second you're bigger than this sum of this team. That's what they should have done with Jordan Poole. If I'm guessing correctly, they let him get away with too much. So he thought he was too big for it. Guess what? You think he can do and say whatever? And eventually they had to get rid of his ass because, I mean, from a talent standpoint and from a youth standpoint, you don't get rid of a guy that early unless he's been like a big problem. But going forward, I don't want to put too much time on Jordan Poole. I want to focus on Draymond Green. So he did that. He cost your team a championship, buddy, in 2016 when you had that dust up with LeBron James, when you kicked your leg all up and called him a bitch, right? You got suspended for game 6, and then game 7 y'all lost when y'all had control of the series. That's on your dossier, right? And not to mention all the technical fouls you have that cost you games that you've done over the years. So this is who you are. So I don't hear none of, again, your little lucid moments when you, because I mean, I got to say, the after game, y'all hit the like button. The after game, post game interview, he said the right things because Nurkic, the guy who he slap punch, like Dante say, MMA, he should do MMA. Yeah, all the MMA stuff he did to Nurkic, Nurkic is like, man, that brother need help. And I gotta say, as a lifelong Draymond Green fan, he not lying. Because nobody wants to tell Draymond Green, bro, at the end of the day, where there's smoke, there's fire. At the end of the day, if things keep happening around you and you're the common denominator, guess what, buddy? It's you. Oh, not to mention, Draymond Green got into a fight with this Michigan State University football player about 7 years ago. And look, again, Draymond a brawler, bro. Draymond don't mind mixing it up. Beat this kid up. No, I don't say kid. College age guy up. You are unhinged, bro. Who does you know besides Charles Barkley get into bar fights? And we know how Charles Barkley is. Bro, this is who you are. So I find it funny when, again, after he gets into, combat mode, how he reins it back with his lucid thoughts and just like, oh, yeah, we know, that's a mistake. And no, bro, you got to start getting ahead of these mistakes, homie. Let's see. Justin says, then don't forget when Draymond tried to play hero and took the game-winning shot away from KD. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah, when he waved off KD and turned the ball over. And like, dog, at no point, if I have Kevin Durant and you bringing the ball up, do I need you bringing the ball up, homie? Just saying. As Real says, basketball has been really bad this year. It's enough games to skill playing. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And I can't even enjoy basketball, how I want to. Being a Lakers fan, the in-season tournament thing, I made a video about that yesterday, so you guys can check that out. Spoiler alert. I don't care about that. But I did lay out why I don't care about it. So if you guys want to check that out, on your free time, please be sure to do so. But it's just like they're clearly trying to push the LeBron story as much as they can because they understand that he'll be 40 next year. There's not much you can derive of it past a certain point. So the NBA is definitely trying to squeeze that storyline out. And then you have a lot of volatility at the top. I just got my eyes on the Nuggets, man. The Nuggets are going to be up there when it's all said and done. So I keep wanting to say play-in. That's not what I mean. The in-season tournament, you had both of the 5 seeds at the top. It's just like, Pacers versus Lakers. That's not sexy. That's not going to sell the tickets. Now, Lakers versus Celtics, maybe a little bit. But, yeah, it's pretty obvious that they're trying to sell the LeBron James experience all the way through. I think it's pretty obvious to me that Bronny James will get drafted or at least picked up in some capacity, even them having, not such a great first game. But I don't put that on him. It's his first game. Little bro had cardiac arrest, man. That's serious. But the fact that he had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and it made headlines, the proof is in the pudding there. So, and I get it, because like I mentioned on yesterday, there's not an American basketball hero that we really can pitch right now because Ja Morant is in his legal trouble. LaMelo Ball can't stay healthy. Anthony Edwards, I think, probably will be that guy. But other than that, Steph Curry is kind of aging out a little bit. There's nothing else you really can pitch. it's all international guys. So LeBron has to still kind of hold up the blood-stained banner. All my Southern Baptists know what I'm talking about with that. Um, as far as being a card-carrying NBA supporter or representative, as it were. So yeah, it's blatantly obvious that they're still trying to hold him upright, because I've never seen a time where like his running mate, i.e. AD, gets such vitriol. If you look at games when the Lakers are playing well, AD, if he's not excuse me, playing well offensively, defensively, and rebounding wise, is controlling games. Consistently, he's doing that. But nobody gives AD credit for that. It's always about LeBron's stat line, which is funny because in the in-season tournament, the championship game, AD put up 40, 20, 5, and 6. Nasty stat line. But nobody talked about that, though. It's all about LeBron. It is what. Me say the non-emotional decision was to at least move from those key around Draymond. Yeah, I think Draymond. I think that they should have parted ways with him before this season. I'm on record because again, the juice ain't worth a squeeze anymore, in my opinion. Draymond, has a lot of intrinsic value, but at the end of the day, I think Golden State needs tangibles. And what I mean by that is, at one point, Steph Curry needed somebody to kick him in the ass. Steph Curry don't need that no more. Steph Curry needs competent support around him. He's his own man now. This dude is approaching 40. He knows who he is. He doesn't need someone to just be the general lighting fire in his ass every day. He doesn't need that anymore. But if we remember things in context, Steph was coming off all those ankle injuries. I'm sure there's a lot of self-doubt. And I'm sure Draymond Green was like, yo, bro, we got this. Let's go. And at that time, being like 25, 26 years old, yeah, you needed that. That's not the case anymore. So, and I think Draymond will find out if he goes somewhere else, he's going to be more turned into like a PJ Tucker kind of guy. The stat sheet won't say, again, going back to his intangibles, the stat sheet won't appreciate who you are, what you are, but you'll always find a job because there's need for your skill set, but you're not who you think you are though. So, the loyalty things come into place, and I know that Golden State is very tight knit with that core group, so they're going to ride that until it's painfully or brutally obvious that it's time to get rid of that core. But they're going to ride it all the way. But into that point, I mean, hell, they've been to what? 5 finals, won 3, won 4, 6 finals, won. Damn it. 5 finals and won 4, I believe. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. So, I mean, hey, listen. if you say that we're doing things the wrong way, can win 4 finals in 5 attempts, sign me up for that one. I'm good with that one. Say Bronny playing like he always been playing. Doesn't seem like he would be a star on the next level. Absolutely not. And I said this when I watched him as a freshman, when he played at Sierra King and they played against Duncanville High School in Dallas. I was like, nope, don't see it. D-Wade's kid, I was like, absolutely not. D-Wade kid, no. Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. I don't even see a Division I player. And I don't know what he's doing right now. I think he plays for the G League, obviously because his last name, but D-Wade is terrible. It's just my opinion. So he was pivotal in the franchise, just like Clay. Felt he wanted to do right by him. Yeah, I got you. This year, Dre has done showed a lot. It has. And it shows that, and I'll wrap the video here. I told you I'll be under 30 minutes, that they have to figure out what they want out of this dude. And they're going to have to lay boundary lines. Now, cultivating players is the same thing like raising children. Children going to do what you allow them to do. So over all these years, you let Draymond go and just be this crazy dude he's been. And you can't step back 12, 13 years later like, all right, well, time to tighten up, Draymond. What's he naturally going to say? Well, you let me do all this time. Why am I going to do anything different now? And again, in 23 games, he's been suspended for 3 of them. That's horrible. So the NBA is probably going to punish him very ardently because you just can't have that. I don't care what his reason was for doing what he did. You just can't have that. You have to have better self-control because the NBA does not like physicality. Obviously, they don't like dust-ups and fighting. They don't like that shit. So I probably expect about a 10 to 15 game suspension because he's earned it with his body of work. And I'm just saying this act is old. Golden State doesn't need that, chippiness like that anymore. They need talent. Because you got Chris Paul. I ain't mentioned Chris Paul the whole time. You got the wisdom. You got the know-how. You got the battle-tested guys. You just need a little more talent. And they messed up, in my opinion. I'll land the plane here of not bringing in LaMelo Ball, man. LaMelo Ball would have changed life for that franchise, man. But instead they went with Anthony Wiseman, who they got rid of within 2 years. And now he's in Detroit stinking it up. And like, wow, you could have had LaMelo Ball. And this is on Steve Kerr's dossier. Bro, you let your emotions for not liking LeVar getting away with you getting a 5-star Mustang that was right there to fall in your lap to have for a guy that you gave up on in 2 years. Just saying. But thank y'all, man. I have the light button the way out. And I'll catch y'all next video, man. I'll do a video tomorrow. I'll be in the studio. And I'll figure out a topic and we will convene tomorrow. Peace, y'all.